So where are we in gaming right now? Pandemic boom times, obviously they've come to an end, and this is an industry that has typically been more recession resilient, but newer trends like pay-to-play, mobile gaming, has that turned the notion on its head?
Yeah, I think there was a lot of expectation in the sort of heart of the pandemic that we would be transacting a lot in these games, and that the amount of revenue these companies could bring in would somehow directly correlate to the amount of time we were spending in the games, which, on top of everything, people were spending way more time in the games during the pandemic. So there are these multiples on multiples stacking up into these pretty intense expectations that I think are coming back down to earth. There's a note from Jefferies this morning. They're pretty soft on Roblox because kids are going back to school. And it's just that it's that level of, yep, things are returning back to normal. The secular shifts are maybe not as big as people thought they were or as permanent. And then on top of it, you've got multiples on multiples. We're not shopping in the video games yet. And I think that's the turn that everyone's really expecting to unlock these greater valuations.
Okay, so let's talk about some of those video games that are more in the quote-unquote metaverse. You mentioned Roblox struggled this year, but we've seen more optimism, I guess, lately. They reported daily active users in September that suggested a turnaround. What are you looking for from some of these, more immersive video game companies?
Yeah, I think it's time spent. I mean, if you're going to run an immersive video game like Roblox, which is really social, which is really fundamentally about being there with other people, not just a lone single player, what you are looking for is, can they capture share not just from other video games, but from other things you do with other people, from concerts, from live events, from Netflix. And I think that time spent is now under a lot of pressure as kids go back to school, as there's many more things to do. What's in their favor is that a lot of kids love Roblox. They go to school, they hang out with their friends. They come back, they want to play with their friends. They're hanging out in Roblox. So I think there's a little bit of a dip there that we're seeing that will come up in the back-to-school season. That is a lot what analysts that I've been tracking are saying. The question for Roblox is, can they capture the incremental dollars inside of all that immersive time spent? And that is pretty flat as far as I can tell.
Hey, Nilay, here are my two big questions about gaming overall heading into 2023. I worry that Take-Two and others are going to have to, again, rely increasingly on others' intellectual property, including sports, including kind of major franchises like Marvel, Disney, and that those players can afford to raise their prices and narrow the margins for the gaming companies. And then also on the lower end with Take-Two, they've got Zynga, right? And there's this idea that attention translates into monetization, but a lot of that is based on internal game economies and advertising. And we see consumer spend and advertising coming down. Are we eventually going to see the likes of Zynga, these mobile players and their ecosystems, get hit in a slowing economy? And will people have to take their estimates down?
Yeah, I think the mobile side of that, I think there's a third pressure there that's really important, which is the platform players like Apple and Google are not slowing down on collecting their platform fees. And if anything, they are accelerating. They're putting more pressure before whatever regulatory events happen around the world. So I think there's a lot of pressure on the mobile side, a lot of pressure on the, hey, this was a great business before. We could buy ads on Facebook to get people to install the games, and then we could happily pay the cut to Apple and Google as people bought boosts in the games. All of that is kind of falling apart, right? Apple's ad tracking transparency is making the conversions on Facebook much more expensive, much harder to get. And then on top of it, they're collecting ever greater fees inside the products themselves. So there's a lot of pressure there. And then on the flip side, on the IP point, I think that's also, you're seeing the big content companies, they're facing enormous pressures to grow their user bases. They've spent a lot of money on their streaming platforms. They need to collect revenue elsewhere, and they can look at the amount of money the game companies have historically made, maybe not in the present, but historically made, and said that's a pot of money that we should take more of.